I'm back. If you saw my 2020 Vlogtober vlogs, you may recall that it was almost 2 years ago. In fact, tomorrow it would be exactly 2 years ago to the date when I recorded one of the Vlogtober vlogs in this parking lot. It was after dark, the parking lot was abandoned, and the lights were out in the theater because at that time all theaters had been closed because of COVID. And I sat here and mused as to whether I would ever see another movie in this theater again, or any theater for that matter. But movie theaters did finally open up for business again, including this one. Unfortunately, this theater isn't quite out of the woods yet. The parent company that owns this movie chain has just recently declared bankruptcy. They're going to try to continue to keep theaters open, but they said they are going to have to close a few of them. And I can't see how this one wouldn't be one of them. This particular theater is one of the lowest attended theaters in a dying city, in a dying state. All we can do is wait and see, but I'm afraid that the lights are going to go out again in this theater for the last time. But today, I'm about ready to do something that 2 years ago I was wondering if I would ever get a chance to do again, which is see a movie in a movie theater. Or in this case, I'm going to go see two movies. I'm going to check out Black Adam and the horror movie Smile. So the popcorn's popped, the movies are ready to go, and there's nothing left to do but to buy our tickets. So let's go. One down, one to go. And that's that. So, what did I think of the movies? Well, let's start with Black Adam first. I suppose I can see why some people wouldn't like this movie, especially the critics. It doesn't really break a whole lot of ground when it comes to superhero movies. Except for, I would say, the part where you have two groups of heroes and they both think that they are doing the right thing. That's a little bit of a twist from your standard superhero movie where you have a definite villain and a definite hero, and there's no mistake who's who and which is which. But besides that, yeah, it's a pretty mediocre movie, but at the same time, it's The Rock. And if you enjoy watching The Rock, you're going to enjoy watching The Rock blast bad guys with lightning. But no, there's not an awful lot of surprises in this movie, especially if the internet happened to spoil the mid-credits scene for you. Thanks a lot, internet. But I have to say the more disappointing of the two movies was the second one, Smile. Now, it might sound strange to hear a horror fan like me say that they didn't like a horror film, but in a weird way, I have to say that being a horror movie fan actually worked against this movie. Because I've seen so many horror films, there wasn't a whole lot of surprises in this one. It went pretty much the standard road that horror movies go. And so every little twist and turn in the movie, I saw it coming from a mile away because I've seen it 100 times before. I mean, even the jump scares didn't catch me off guard because I knew when it was going to happen. And I also have to say, I didn't really appreciate how the movie used this discordant, really annoying, grating soundtrack to try to force the mood onto the audience. They knocked that off for the most part in the third act, which really helped it, but that ending was so predictable because I've seen it so many times before. And it didn't help the movie at all that I'd seen Black Phone this year. I mean, that movie set a bar that is going to be really difficult for any horror movie this year to reach. But even though neither one of these movies are going to win an Oscar this year, I still got to see them in a theater with an audience, the way movies are meant to be enjoyed. 2 years ago, I bemoaned the fact that I had lost the ability to see movies in a theater, and I wondered if I would ever get the chance to do that again. Well, today I did, and I will never take that for granted again.